Hey everybody, welcome back to Documenting and Exposing the West Shore RCMP. This is part 6, and in this video we're going to be going over my first appearance in criminal court and more. So when I was released after being arrested by Arun Kundu-Thomsen, I was released on a promise to appear, and that had 2 criminal charges on it: obstructing police and mischief. And the promise to appear was for October 18th, 2018, so I had to wait a couple of months. I've been on bail conditions ever since, and I've had to personally attend a bail supervisor's office and sign in every 2 weeks as per their orders. So here's a quick little video clip of my first appearance. There's not really a lot of information in it, so I'm going to talk a little bit about it after, and we're going to go through the letters of disclosure that I sent to the prosecutor and their responses, and we're going to go through another quick video that I made in December 2018. So you're going to sort of see my first few court appearances here. Basically, I'm going to update you from October 18th, 2018 all the way to the very end of December 2018. So this will be the final update for the calendar year 2018. The next update after this is going to be starting in January 2019. Hello, good citizens. My name is Dan, and today is October 18th, 2018. I'm here at the West Shore Communities Courthouse for my first appearance for my July 25th, 2018 arrest and criminal charges of mischief and obstructing police. Apparently the charge of obstructing police has been dropped, so I'm now facing 1 count of mischief. And something we found out very interesting today was that the Crown in Southern Vancouver Island has declared that their handling of my case would be a conflict of interest, so it's now gone to the Crown in Nanaimo. So I'll be dealing with Crown in Nanaimo over this, which is kind of odd, kind of funny. But anyways, so today was first appearance, and that's all the update we have for today. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, so the count of obstructing police has been dropped, which is hilarious because that's what Arun Kundu-Thomsen arrested me for. I asked him in the arrest video, what am I in arrest for? Obstructing police. Because you refused to provide your name, right? And I asked him, for what crime though? He goes, I just explained all that, which of course he hadn't explained anything. So interesting that the charge that I was arrested for got dropped, and then a trumped up fabricated charge that they had to try to imagine and come up with so this looks like they're doing something legitimate. That is approved. How did mischief get approved? We're going to go into that in the next video, but for now I want to talk about how the local prosecutor's office has deemed me a conflict of interest and tossed this whole file off to the prosecutors in the next jurisdiction, way up island, which is in Nanaimo, about 100 kilometers away. And the reason why they deem me a conflict of interest down here is because of my YouTube channel, more specifically my 7-part series where I expose how our local prosecutors actually rely on lying to judges and misleading them in order to win their cases. Specifically, a prosecutor by the name of Paul Jeffrey Cheeseman. And as you may remember, if you watched the video that started all this series, it was about doing First Amendment audits in Canada and what you need to know and consider before doing this. And Paul Jeffrey Cheeseman is actually in that video, and I go into why I started to do this sort of 10-part series and the small role that Paul Jeffrey Cheeseman played in that, and how he's not only a dishonest lawyer, but he's also a dishonest prosecutor who relies on lying to judges and misleading them in order to win his cases. And so I found out later, spoiler alert, that Paul Jeffrey Cheeseman is no longer in the Victoria office, which is the one closest to me, but he's now the main prosecutor in the western communities with the West Shore RCMP, the Western Communities Courthouse. So this would have come across his desk and fell in his lap, and he said, oh no, I ain't touching this. And that is because of my 7-part series that I exposed Paul Jeffrey Cheeseman and how he lies to judges and misleads them. So it's kind of ironic how Paul Jeffrey Cheeseman was sort of pivotal in this whole thing, in me having this, coming up with this idea to even take this on and do this series. And I get arrested for it. I get criminally charged for it. And he's the prosecutor. And now he's like, oh, I ain't touching this. So now he's shipped it off to somebody 100 kilometers up island to see if they want to do a charge approval assessment. And obviously they did. And obviously they approved of the charge of mischief, which is odd because that means I obstructed, interrupted, and or interfered with the lawful use of the property at the West Shore RCMP detachment. So that's what they're putting forward. And so I have no idea how I could plead guilty or not guilty to mischief for standing on a public sidewalk taking a quick video shot of the roofline of their building, of the most photogenic RCMP logo sign on the building in the most publicly viewable area of the building, which is located off a 4-lane motorway, which is one of the busiest motorways in the entire CRD. So I really don't understand how I could be prosecuted for mischief. So I don't know, should I plead guilty? Maybe I did commit mischief. I don't know. What evidence do they have? I'd like to see that before I actually plead guilty or not guilty, regardless of my personal feelings on how I want to plead. I want to see the evidence that they have. I want to read the police statements and figure out for myself, should I plead guilty? Am I wasting my time? Did I do this all wrong? So that's what I'm asking the prosecutor here. I'm asking that I receive all my evidence that I would receive for trial so that I can make an informed plea. And I'm also asking for the return of my property, of course, which I don't expect. I'm just kind of asking so that it's on the record this early on. And shortly after that letter and that first appearance on October 18, 2018, I received this letter in the mail. It was written November 13, 2018, and it says, to me, it says, thank you for your letter dated October 18, 2018. In reply to your request, the RCMP does not currently have a warrant to search your devices, and therefore we do not have any recordings from those devices. If the RCMP decided to apply for a warrant and obtain same, disclosure will be provided to you in a timely manner. And I've highlighted some things in red here that are really important and we need to remember for this is going to come up in the future. He says here, that's underlined in red, information not related to the underlying alleged offense are not relevant, and all relevant information will be disclosed to you in a timely manner. Okay, so let me ask you guys this. Do you think the videos, all the videos that I have, all the shots that I took, and all the audio of everything recorded on those videos of me being arrested, do you think that's relevant information? Do you think they're going to disclose that to me in a timely manner? Well, according to Nicholas Barber, Crown Counsel at the Nanaimo Crown Counsel office on Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada, it's going to go that way. Yeah, that's what he says. And it sure better go that way because next video, we're going to go into some of their policies that they're supposed to follow when they get these requests for disclosure in writing. Won't go through that here, so let's move on to the... so when I read this, I was not too thrilled, but I had another court appearance on December 6, 2018, so he's not appearing in person or via phone. It's somebody standing in for him, so I gave this second letter to the person standing in for him. And I'll just read the top paragraph here. It's basically just a repeat of the first letter. There's really just this first paragraph has been added. Mr. Barber, thank you for your reply. Since you personally feel the need to intentionally withhold my evidence, I now am forced to plead not guilty, not knowing what I could have pled guilty to, and now not knowing what I'm pleading not guilty to. Had you provided me with my own evidence, I possibly could have pled guilty today. Since I have no idea what I'm pleading not guilty to, I will ask you again for the following. And then it's just a copy-paste of the original letter, the first letter from October 18th, 2018. And you can see here on December 6th, where it's gone well over a month here, he hasn't done anything at all. Also on this date was my arraignment hearing, and that's when you have to plead guilty or not guilty. And if you choose to adjourn that, put that off, that comes out of the defense's time limits on a summary offense. So I'm being charged with a summary offense, so the prosecutor has 18 months to get this in and out of court. And any delays that I cause, say I cause a 6-month delay, they can now tag 6 months onto that 18 months. So any delays that I cause are going to be added on to that 18 months that they have to prosecute me. So one of my main goals through this whole proceeding here is to not cause any delays. If they schedule me to do something and they haven't, if I've asked for something for that and they schedule me to answer to that, like this whole thing with disclosure, I've asked for it, I want to make an informed plea. They haven't given me anything, and this is it. This is the date that they schedule for me to make a plea. So here goes. I'm going to make a plea, even though they haven't given me anything. So this is it. This is the date where I make a plea, and I've pled not guilty. This is how they treat unrepresented people in our criminal justice system. They force you to make a plea, even though they haven't given you anything. So can you imagine pleading guilty to something where you haven't seen what the police said? You haven't seen what any witnesses may have said. You haven't seen any video evidence, or you haven't heard any audio evidence. You haven't seen any photographs. Can you imagine being so scared to show up to court without a lawyer because maybe you can't afford one or whatever? You're so scared of the system because it's so intimidating, and you just plead guilty even though you haven't seen anything. That's how our criminal justice system works in Canada, especially for an unrepresented accused. So we're going to move on to a quick video. This is December 13th, 2018. And this is a court date that was scheduled for me to show up to fix a trial date, because I pled not guilty, so now we're scheduling a trial date. So this quick video is about that. Here goes.
Hello, good citizens. My name is Dan, and today is December 13th, 2018. I've just made my 4th appearance at the Western Communities Courthouse for the charges that I'm facing for filming the West Shore RCMP detachment. So today's appearance was just to fix a date for trial, and very surprisingly, they came up with a date of September 11th, 2019. So that's that's more than 9 months away. So all of my cameras that were seized and my cell phone, which was seized back in July, I'm not gonna get those back until, like well over a year after the arrest and the charges. So pretty hilarious. So yeah, not sure. I guess we'll have an update in September, or if something comes up before then, we'll take a little video and make a little update. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I want to thank my friend Bruce Dean for sticking around with me and filming, because I don't have anything to film with, and apparently I won't for almost another year. So thanks for watching.
So on that date, December 13, 2018, I also wrote and left this letter with the stand-in prosecutor. And in this letter, I'm basically asking for more disclosure, as they had, after I had pled not guilty, that's when they actually gave me the police statements, the police file. So it's funny how they force you to make a plead, and then only after you've done that, that's when they actually start giving you disclosure. Pretty funny. So I read that disclosure and I noticed that the West Shore RCMP, Arun Kundu-Thomsen, he's mentioned these other police files that he's relying on to justify my arrest and criminal charges. So I'm asking, I said I'll need a copy of those files in their entirety. Also, please note, as of December 13th, 2018, the date of this letter and court appearance, I have still not received anything from you that I requested from December 6th, 2018 and October 18th, 2018. And those requests were both made in writing, as you've seen. Those are all these letters that I'm showing you in this video are the actual letters that were sent to the prosecutor. So not only am I asking him for more relevant material to be disclosed, but I'm also reminding him that the two previous letters that I sent him requesting disclosure for relevant material, I still haven't gotten anything from him. And I got a response very shortly after, on December 19th, 2018, from Nicholas Barber from Nanaimo Crown Council. And he says, thank you for your letter dated December 13th, 2018. Contrary to your claim that we have not provided you with disclosure, we have provided you disclosure on this file by courier to your personal address of, which was my personal address, as per your request in court on October 18th, 2018. So he's saying he's already provided me with what I've asked for on October 18th, 2018. He says he sent it to my address via courier. You remember what I asked for on October 18th, 2018, right? All the videos, any transcripts, audio, everything. I've asked for everything. And he's saying he sent it to my address already. And of course, he says, we're not in a position to return the seized items. You can make an application if you don't agree. And he says they're not going to disclose any ongoing investigations or police files not related to the current charge. Which is odd, because those police files that aren't related to the current charge are the actual things that Arun Kundu-Thomsen relied on to justify my arrest and criminally charging me. But those aren't related. Thanks, Nicholas Barber of Nanaimo Crown Council. I appreciate your cooperation. Now, earlier that day, I actually had a court appearance. And on the same date, December 19th, 2018, this is my last court appearance for 2018. And so I wrote him back. I fired back and I says, on December 13th, 2018, which was my previous court appearance, in the JCM office, which is the Judicial Case Management, at the West Shore Communities Courthouse to fix a trial date, a justice of the peace informed me that you, quote, Mr. Barber, unquote, were, quote, back on September 9th, unquote. And a trial date of September 11th, 2019 was fixed. I made it clear to the Justice of the Peace that a full 9 months was way too long to wait for a trial. Although I am aware that a summary offence has a limit of 18 months, this letter is to give you notice that I feel that this is clearly yours and the Crown's way to further punish me, as you're aware of the Victoria Crown Office has deemed me a conflict of interest. This is because I have published the truth about their criminal actions, recorded on the DARS and on the court's own record, as well as the fraud of any accountability, publicly. So, Mr. Barber, let me ask you this. Is this just a coincidence that myself, a guy with no criminal record, who uses cameras, media to expose the truth about police and prosecutor crimes and the fraud of accountability publicly, has to not only wait 9 whole months to go to trial, but will also have his property, the very cameras used to expose and publish the truth about police and prosecutor crimes and the fraud of accountability, in legal limbo for 1.5 years or more? Coincidence, Mr. Barber? Not according to the lawyer I spoke to on Monday, December 17, 2018. This notice is intended to communicate to you, Mr. Barber, that I believe you're acting in bad faith. I believe your ability to act in the public interest is impaired, and I don't believe that you are, quote, back on September 9th, unquote. I have no problem taking this matter to trial without delay. You can see I've not made any attempts to delay this matter. But if you personally are, quote, back on September 9th, unquote, then perhaps you or your supervisor / director could reassign this matter to someone who could conclude this matter in a reasonable amount of time, especially given the reasons listed above. Are there no other Crown or ad hoc lawyers available until September 2019? I have reason to believe that most trials at the West Shore are being set for April and May 2019, 4 to 5 months. I'd also like to use this letter to communicate at this time that other delays could arise on any start date of this trial, as I have a few lengthy disqualification notices files for few of our rotating judges, and at least one already disqualified. So please take this as notice of these very likely and late pre-anticipated delays. Also, I'll remind you again, Mr. Barber, as of December 19th, 2018, I still have not received anything from you that I have requested from October 18th, 2018, December 6th, 2018, and December 13th, 2018. When will I receive my own evidence? In addition to those, I'm also now requesting a copy of any security briefings filled out on July 25th, 2018. I'm also asking, again, for the immediate return of all my property. Lastly, I'd ask that you not cause any more unnecessary delays. I spelled unnecessary wrong. So that's it for this video, and that's also going to wrap up the calendar year of 2018. In the next update video, we're going to try and figure out how this charge got approved. We're going to go through Crown Counsel's own policy and see how they applied their policies to approve this charge of mischief. And we're also going to look into some policies about relevant information being disclosed and what their policies are on that. So it's going to be one of those boring update videos that nobody watches. So look forward to that in about a week. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching.